Good morning, my people. Fresh off of a workout, and today I'm going to tell you guys how to stop being a loser. And really, what is a loser? A loser is somebody that doesn't have the things that they want to have in their life. A loser is someone... Listening to Rocky 4. A loser is someone that doesn't have the things that they want in their life. A loser is someone that is not getting to where they want to go. A loser is someone that's so focused on other people that they can't focus on themselves and elevating themselves to where they actually want to get to in their life. And I see too many losers on the journey and on the path to trying to get wealthy, but they're not getting wealthy and they can't figure it out no matter what, because they're losers. They have losing mentalities, losing mindsets. They can't win to save their lives. And once you realize that the thing that's going to allow you to elevate in your life, the thing that's going to allow you to win consistently, the thing that's going to allow you to have the exact life that you want to live is the winner's mentality. And I have always had the winner's mentality. I've never been of the mind of a loser. I've never been worried about what someone else is doing. I've always sought knowledge. I've always been on the constant pursuit of getting better. That's just what I'm obsessed with. And the average loser is so worried about someone else. The average loser is so worried about the information that they're getting is wrong, or it's a scam, or something has to be wrong with it. If it's this easy, something has to be wrong with it. That is a loser. When you are constantly focused on what someone else is doing, so the news cycle or the new YouTube video or the next person that comes up, you're not worried about yourself. You're not focused on yourself. So why are you worried about what another individual is doing instead of focusing on how you can learn skills that are going to propel you forward in life? And it's funny because The Count of Monte Cristo is my favorite story of all time. It's about a man, Edmond Dantes, who goes to jail and is imprisoned, literally in prison, and lives the ultimate life of a loser in prison because of a lack of knowledge. This is such a powerful message. If you guys have not watched The Count of Monte Cristo, you need to watch it, because this individual couldn't read, right? He can't read. So he was set up and they gave him a letter, and the letter had treasonous language on it, and that put him in jail for 13 years. Why? Because he had a lack of knowledge. So this taught me at a very young age, as long as you have knowledge, as long as you have applied knowledge, as long as you know how to propel yourself into whatever you want to propel yourself into, that's power. That is unlimited power, because so many people don't have knowledge. And so you have been imprisoned by a lack of knowledge. And the reason why you've been imprisoned by a lack of knowledge is because you choose to, because you have a loser's mindset. You have your phone, you have Google, you have an unlimited amount of resources to be able to go and figure out how to create an income source that is completely dependent on yourself. You have the ability in the 21st century to literally create an income source that is completely dependent on yourself. And I think most people don't realize this. And the funny thing I think about just building a business, income versus getting a job, is people say that, oh, well, the job is more stable. I don't understand how the job is more stable, because when you go to a job, you're depending on a paycheck from another person, from another person's decisions, from what another person does, and that other person built a business. So how is it that the job is more stable than you learning the skills required to build a cash flowing business, build a profitable business, hire A players, and scale your business from there? I don't understand how one of them is more. And then people say, oh, well, what about benefits? You can pay for health insurance. You can pay for dental insurance. And the problem is so many people, so many of you just have this loser's mindset. And it's not your fault. It's really not your fault. You have been indoctrinated to have this mindset over decades and decades and decades. Your parents, your grandparents had this mindset of, oh, stability, and oh, you need to work, and oh, don't learn anything new. Don't learn the new skills. Just do this thing that's going to keep you comfortable. Just stay comfortable. And comfort is death. If you're not growing, you're dying. And so when you get comfortable, when you decide like, I'm good, I'm going to chill, it's all good, that's a losing mentality. That's a loser's mindset. There's no part of me that sits and says, oh man, I've done all this stuff and I've done well and I can do this and I can do that and I can buy. Like, who cares, bro? Because I'm not, if I'm sitting in what I've already done, if I'm sitting in, oh yeah, I've got investments and I've got this and I've got that. If I sit in that, then I will no longer grow from that. And you have to understand this. I am nowhere near my peak. I am nowhere near my prime. And why? Because I'm always getting better. I haven't even gotten started yet. I haven't even gotten started. I can't even say I'm just getting started because I haven't even gotten started yet. And so if you're in a position where you're like, yeah, I'm just going to chill now. Maybe I got this car, or I bought that investment property, or I took that trip, or I made that investment, or whatever it is, I'm just going to chill. Wrong mentality to have. You have to be a savage. And the thing is, I'm going to say this. I'm going to record this video and post it. And maybe 1% of you will understand what I'm actually saying, which is why 1% of you will win, which is why there's a 1%. There's only going to be a very small amount of people that will understand the message that I'm getting across right now. There will only be a very small amount of people. There will be people on this video that likely comment, oh, well, that's not fair because you like losers mentality. And I really hope that if you have that loser's mindset, if you have that loser's mentality, you can start to think about, okay, well, what am I doing right now in my life that is contributing to me not getting the result that I want, that is contributing to me not getting my desired reality? What am I thinking about? What am I watching? What am I consuming? Who am I talking to in my life that is contributing to me not getting to where I want to go? If I'm sitting in credit card debt, what is contributing to me sitting in credit card debt? If I have not bought the house that I want to buy, if I don't live in the place that I want to live, if I don't drive the car that I want to drive, if I don't have the relationship that I want to have, what is contributing me to not having that? If I don't have a good relationship with people that I want to have good relationships, if I'm not hiring people, if I don't have the connections, what is contributing to me being a loser on those fronts? And I'm just have to like, so many things around us get sugar-coated. If you don't have what you want to have, you're a loser. If you don't have what or you're not working towards it, you're a loser. You're losing. So you got to win. You're either losing or you're winning. There's no tie. There's no participation trophy in life. Life does not have a participation trophy. You don't get an award at the end of your life. Oh man, you lived 80 years. You participated in this great thing. Who cares about that? Build legacy. Win year after year. You want to win so big that people look back on you. They look you up in 10 years and they're like, wow, this guy really, or this girl really took it to another level. How did they do it? How did you do it? Because you were a winner. Because you have a winner's mentality. Because no matter what happens in your life, you say, you know what, I'm going to continue to learn. I'm going to be obsessed with the skills. And at this point in my life, it is no longer about the money. I've gone beyond that. I've gone beyond, oh, how much money am I going to earn? No, it's about how good can I get? How great can I be? How far can I take it? What skills do I need to learn? What people do I need to connect with? What people do I need to talk to? What do I need to read? And what do I need to apply to get myself to being one of the greatest entrepreneurs of our time? That is what I think about. I don't think about anything else other than that. I think about what skills, who do I need to talk to? How do I need to talk to them? What rooms do I need to get into? What hands do I need to shake? Who do I need to become the greatest entrepreneur of our time? That's what I think about. And so you have to think about, for you, what do you need to do? Who do you need to talk to? Where do you need to go? How do you need to act in order to get to exactly where you want to go? And here's the thing. So many people around us as well are losers. Like I said earlier, so many people just have these, I'm just trying to pay my rent this month, man. I'm just trying to survive, man. I can't do it today. I can't do it today because this excuse, that excuse, but I'm going to do it. Loser. If you really need to figure out a way to do something, you will figure it out. If you really want that investment property, if you really want that business, if you really want that relationship, you will figure out a way to make it happen. Hell or high water. I know that no matter what it is, if I really want to make something happen, no matter what it is, I will make it happen. And I've shown myself this over the past 3 to 4 months because I have had this transcendence almost in my life where I'm starting to, like the phoenix, I'm starting to shed and I'm starting to ascend into the next version, the next phase of myself, the phase of me that is the titan, the phase of me that is the venture capitalist, the phase of me that is the private equity guy, the phase of me that is making $100 million plays, that's making $100 million plays consistently. That's what I'm stepping into now. And I've shown myself this by literally willing and forcing myself into rooms, by making sure that I position myself properly to have certain conversations, by also making sure that I position myself to the point where now I don't just have land deals coming across my desk, I have lending deals coming across my desk to where you're talking about approaching the 8 figures in lending. You're talking about, hey man, I have a company that I'm starting. These things I can't really talk about, but I have a company that I'm starting, or I have a company that we've built. We want to offer you X. So I've positioned myself to be able to be in rooms and to be in conversations and to be in negotiations that I've always wanted to have. How did I position myself that way? By making sure that I built a business that is very cash flow heavy, that by making sure that I built up and still building up a brand that is powerful, that is trustworthy, that is genuine, that people want to connect with, that people are getting consistent results from, etc. And I'm going to continue to do that. So you have to figure out, what are you going to do in your life to position yourself to win? And you also have to think about what it looks like for you, because the way it looks like for me, it may not look like that for you. Your winning and my winning may be two different definitions. Maybe your winning is chilling out on an island for the rest of your life, and that's fine. But you have to be able to define that. And you can't be able to define that if you are so focused on what everyone else is doing. You know, I see these hate comments, and not just on my page, but, you know, I have many friends in the space of content creation, and we talk about this, and I'm like, you know, I wonder, like, these people that leave these hate comments, and honestly, some of the people that leave hate comments on my page, I know exactly who they are. I know who they are. I keep receipts. I know where you are. I know what you're doing. I know where you work. I know everything about you. But I wonder, like, you know, you have to be really miserable to think about a comment to leave on someone's page and leave that comment and, like, be watching someone's stuff. Like, you're watching me, right? And then you're commenting on me. So that tells me that you're not focused on yourself. So I think about people like that. And I think about just how hateful people can be. And you fill yourself with this kind of hate, you'll never have any inkling of success that you want to have. It's almost impossible to have it. Like, how do you expect to be successful if you are constantly worried about what someone else is doing? I cannot tell you the last time I focused on another person. The last time I was worried about what someone else was doing. I don't care. Outside of learning from someone, like, let's say I see something that inspires me. I only take inspiration from things. I never take angst or hate or anything like that. You have to remove those emotions, because when you have those emotions, they push you down. They take you away from getting to where you want to go. And the other thing too is you have to decide to pull yourself out of this loser's life, essentially, by knowing what you want and by working your stomach off, your face off, your head off to get to that point. This is the thing. I think a lot of people think that they're entitled to just having it. A lot of people think they're entitled to just winning. You're not entitled to this. The world owes you absolutely nothing. Nobody owes you anything. You're not owed anything. You have to go out and get it. You have to go out and get it. And this is, oh, well, the government and my job and my benefits. You think that you're entitled to stuff. You're not entitled to anything. Every single thing that I have in my life, I worked for it. And I'm proud to say that. I've never had a single thing handed to me. Never. I've never had a single thing handed to me. Everything I've had to work for. Everything I had to sit down 3, 4 in the morning at my desk. Late nights, early mornings. And to figure out, okay, what is it that I want? And how am I going to get it? Every day. And still to this day. Okay, great. You hit the level you wanted to hit. Now, what's the next level? What are we going to do next? How do we take this 100 times more? How do we make sure that this level that you wanted to hit, this net worth, this amount of cash that you put as this big goal, now you hit it. Okay, how do we make sure that this looks like pennies 3 years from now? That is what I think about. And I don't think that the world owes me and that I can just sit back and manifest. That's not how it works. Of course, you have to align yourself with the vision. Of course, you have to align yourself with what you want, but it also takes action. And many, many people miss this. You cannot miss the action side of it. You cannot miss the part where now it is time for the work. Now it is time for the sacrifices. Now there's no more parties. Now there's no more Netflix. Now there's no more sports event every day. Now there's no more drinking. Now I must go to the gym and discipline myself every single day, or take up Muay Thai, take up boxing. Now I have to do these things to make sure that I get my mind in gear to win. Because if you're going to be a high performer, if you're going to be a winner, you have to have your mind in gear to win. And most people don't have this. You can't just work for 1 or 2 or 3 days and expect to win. I had Vikram on, I think last week, and he said something that I was like, you know, I've talked to him about this multiple times, and it's great that he's inherited it. And it's this idea of, look, the first month, 2 months, 3 months of your business, of your change, of your journey, they might be hell. They might be hell. But are you willing to go through that to get to the other side and get to where you want to get to? And this is the problem. Most people are not. Most people will rather depend and settle for a paycheck from someone else's dream. From someone else's dream when they really don't have to. Most people would rather settle and say, oh, we can't take that trip. I can't buy this thing. I can only drive this bum ass car down the street. I can only live in this bum ass house that's 1,000 square feet. I can't settle for it. And if anyone says anything about it, oh, well, then you're just materialistic. If you're talking about being materialistic, then it's likely that you don't have the material things that you want to have. I've never, ever heard a person that is wealthy talk about being materialistic. And this is even from people that I know worth multiple 8 figures that don't even drive nice cars. But guess what? They'll spend $200,000 or $300,000 on a vacation. No problem. I've never heard of that. You must realize that the world is limitless. So even if, like, okay, this is the thing. When people say materialistic, whether you have a 500 square foot house or a 50,000 square foot house, both of them are still materials. They're still materials. So the small one and the big one are materials. So in my head, why don't I just have the biggest? Why don't I just have the best? That's how you need to think. And so if you want to have the biggest and the best, you have to couple the biggest and the best with the biggest and the best work ethic, with the biggest and the best attitude, with the biggest and the best mindset. You have to cultivate all of those things into one thing to push yourself to where you want to go. And if you don't do this, then you will be a loser. You will continue to lose. You will go to every year's end and say, fuck, how did I let the time pass me like that? How did I let the time just roll by me like that? How did I let this happen? The other thing too that makes you a loser is by seeking the validation from other people. You see, there's a big thing that is called lifestyle creep. And that is when you start to upgrade your lifestyle when you're not ready to upgrade your lifestyle yet, instead of investing back into your business. So you want to be the big dog. You want to be the big man on campus. You want to be the big woman on campus and say, hey, you know, I got this car. Hey, you know, I got this house. Hey, you know, I'm doing this. But you can barely pay your bills. You don't have any investments. I've seen so many people make and blow their first $100,000. I know a guy that made, let's say, call it 6 figures. The guy moves into an expensive apartment that he cannot afford. I said, hey, you shouldn't do that. You should do this instead. Guy runs out of money within months. Guy has to move back in with his parents. Lifestyle creep. This is what I'm talking about. When I got my first place, when I got my first nice car, I had already had multiple 6 figures in investments. Multiple 6 figures. Approaching 7 figures. So I wasn't worried about like the car because I could have bought it 10 times. I wasn't worried about any of that stuff. So when I bought anything nice, when I started traveling, I already had a very robust investment portfolio. I was already making investments quietly but consistently. I was already doing it. So there was nothing to me where I was like, no. And I didn't. The other thing too, you shouldn't ever do anything to impress anyone. You shouldn't ever buy that car. You shouldn't ever go on that trip. You should not do anything to impress anyone. I don't look to impress anyone. I just live my life. And if you're impressed by it, so be it. But that is not my intention to impress anyone with what I'm doing. I don't care. I don't care what you think. If you think I'm broke, great. If you think I'm rich, great. I actually do not care. And you have to have this unbotheredness because so many people are trying to impress other people. And you can see it. It shows. It shows in how you act. It shows in how you move. It shows. I do not care. And once you develop this thing of not caring what other people think, then you start to just have this thing of you where it just becomes really easy to win. Because when you're no longer worried about exterior opinions and what other people have to say and what other people are doing, you're able to quiet the noise. And once you can quiet the noise in your mind, then you're able to think for yourself. And And once you can think for yourself, you're able to win. So I wanted to make this video because I just keep thinking about why I see so many people out there not getting the lives that they want. Why do I see so many people that I want to make more money, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, but they are not doing it. You're not doing it. Oh man, I'm going to do that in 3 years. Why don't you do it now? I'm going to do that in 6 months. Why don't you do it now? We don't have time. This life is so short. I could be here today and gone tomorrow. I don't even know. Hopefully not, God forbid, but like, I don't know if I make it through the day. I have no idea. Who knows if this video even sees the light of day? Who knows? Because that's how precious life is, and you have to think about it like that. So I don't think about it like, oh yeah, I got time. No, I don't. I think about, if this was the last day, how do I want to be remembered by my family? What do I want my legacy to be? When I'm gone, when you pull up my chart of accounts, what does it say? What does it say? This is what I think of. When you're gone, when they pull up your chart of accounts, when you have a family that you have to provide for, when you have people that are depending on you, and they pull up your chart of accounts, if you were to die today and your people pulled up your chart of accounts, your balance sheet, your cash, your businesses, your assets, your liabilities, and you're passing that down to them today, how would they feel? Would they feel happy? Would they be proud? Or would they be like, damn, I have a huge burden to take on now? Because this person is gone, I have a huge burden to take on. You have to think about this. And when you put yourself in this mind frame, you create this unlimited energy for yourself. And then it's like, no matter what, I don't care who says what, I'm going to get it. I don't care who says what, I'm going to make it happen. Whatever I want to do, I'm going to get it. Whatever I'm going to make happen, I'm going to get it. I'm taking this channel to 1 million subscribers and beyond. 1 million subscribers and beyond. Whatever I have to do to get there, as long as it is within my moral compass, I'm doing it. I'm going to become one of the biggest entrepreneurs, one of the biggest social media influencers, business influencers, you want to call it, on the planet. I'm becoming that. As you watch this video, that is what I'm becoming. And the reason why I'm becoming that is because I focus on myself. I learn everything that I have to learn to get there. And I stay in the frequency and I stay in the mindset of the person that is the billionaire investor, that is well-renowned, that is great on all facets. And I want the same thing for you. Whatever it is that you want out of your life, I want that for you. So if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.